Hello YouTubers, I'm sitting in the cockpit of a 35-foot ChrisCraft Ketch rig sailboat. It's actually in very solid condition, but it does need a bit of work. Nothing really too serious or too expensive, but since I've gotten involved with the airplanes and stuff, it's something that probably I'm just never going to get to, so I'm putting the boat up for sale to someone who's interested in having a project. The boat is 35 feet long. It has 2 masts, which I have. It has 2 booms, which I have. I have no sails for it. The booms are set up to be roller furling, so that the sail, when you want to reef it or whatever, it just rolls up like a window shade. It also has a large bow sprit that's all stainless steel that goes out, so you end up with 2 head sails, a Genoa and a staysail. And as you can see, this is what it looks like looking forward. That's a 2-speed manual Simpson-Lauren winch that's been rebuilt on the front. That alone is worth like about $1,500. The masts are over on the hard over there, stored off the ground, so they're in good shape. They have stainless steel rigging as well as winches. There's winches on the boat here. Let me take you a quick tour inside. Get this off of here. Oh. There we go. There is no engine in the boat. I was actually planning on converting it to electric, and this is the worst part of the boat right here, is this main salon. It has a drop down double bunk, and as you can see, the galley did have a gimbaled stove and an ice box here. Walking forward, the mast actually comes down inside the head here, and it's accessed from both sides. There's a forepeak that has access to the head from another way. There is another teak door. These doors are solid teak. And you can see there's been some cleaning up in there, but it needs a bit more. There is a little bit of a leak. The leak comes from the deck, and that's where its main problem is. There is no leak in the hull, and it's a very solid full keel hull. It has a 2-bladed prop and shaft that are still in here, and you have a walk through here that takes you. There is the bilge access down in there. You can't really see much. This is the aft stateroom. It has a mast that comes down right down through there. It's actually set up for 2 single berths. I was going to make it into a double berth going crosswise, and it's not such a bad thing having a pole in the middle of the bed, I guess. This cutout here is for the access to emergency steering from the aft locker that's up on deck. And if you look over here, we have another head that's private for this back room, and it does need some little bit of work too. Most of it's from the deck leaking. But the hull, like I said, is fiberglass, and it's in very good shape. The steering is a wheel steering. You actually have your choice of cable steering, which originally came with it, or I actually have a set of rack and pinion steering that you can also adapt to this boat. But there are closets, there's drawers under the bunks, and there's storage compartment under the bunks. And like I said, right here is where the mizzen mast would come through, and this is a hatch to let air in the back. There's 2 dorade boxes, and you can notice the headliner is in very good shape. So it's just mostly a cabinetry. There are stainless steel water tanks, as well as a diesel tank under the floor. You can see some of the piping is still there. I haven't redone all that. But overall, the boat is in very good shape. and I got it priced at 500 bucks. It does draft 3 feet. It is, like I said, a full keel boat. So the rudder is hung onto the back of the keel, and there's a little slot for the propeller, which is a 2-blade prop. So you can actually set the propeller in the shadow of the keel, so it won't have any drag while you're sailing along. It did originally have an autopilot, but of course that's not working right now. The small ports have been removed and rebedded and replaced, but I have not done these windows here because I was planning on putting a regular opening port to aid in the ventilation of the thing. So there you have it. If you know anybody interested, let me know, and I'll try and put on the actual drawing plans for this boat. I'm not sure I can transfer it onto the video, but it is a ChrisCraft. It was built in the late 70s, and so the hull is very heavily built. And this is the top of the keel down there, and you can see where they had some batteries and a water tanks and stuff mounted. And also that is a pan that was under the 4-cylinder engine that was in there. You can see the engine mounts in there. I got to the point where I wanted to put electric drive in it, and my next big task was to remove this diesel tank that's over here on the right, which obviously is not stainless, and there's a through hole right in the way to where I cannot slide it. So got to the point where I needed to pull it out of the water, and I just kind of got involved in airplanes since then. So anyway, there you have it. If you know anybody interested, it's basically a 3-bedroom house with 2 baths. So let me know. Take care. Okay, I told you the sailboat had a bow pulpit. This is the stainless steel bow pulpit that attaches to the boat, and the more or less squared off section there, that gets a wooden deck put on that, so you can actually walk out to the very tip, and you have a bobstay or dolphin striker, whatever you want to call it, that attaches to the bottom to the front of the boat. And then your forestay comes off of that and goes to the top of the mast. The mast, they're both right over here. As you can see, they're in very good shape. They have winches on it. It does have wire halyards on the main. The mizzen has regular halyards, and this round tube with the funny looking thing on the end, that's the actual roller furling for the main. And both of these masts do step onto the keel, so they go through the deck down to the keel. So it's a very strong mounting system. As you can see, there's stays are still with it on the main mast, as well as the spreaders are up there, but they're folded down right at the moment. So just to let you know, this all comes with it. There is no engine, and there are no sails. Other than that, it's just mostly the deck you have to fix and give it a good paint job, and away you go. Alright, take care.